Most of us are taught to solve problems by thinking harder. We gather facts, we analyze, we follow steps, and if we do it right, the answer should come. But what if it doesn't? What if the best ideas aren't found by digging deeper, but by looking sideways? Edward de Bono believed that traditional thinking, logical, vertical, step-by-step thinking, is only one part of the puzzle. The other part, lateral thinking, the ability to generate creative solutions by breaking patterns, challenging assumptions, and approaching problems from unexpected angles. In a world where innovation matters more than repetition, lateral thinking isn't just a skill. It's a superpower. Let's unlock it. Chapter 1. What is lateral thinking? De Bono starts with a contrast. Most of us use vertical thinking, linear, logical, based on analysis and deduction. It's like climbing a ladder one step at a time. But lateral thinking is different. It's about movement, not direction. It's not about being right. It's about being new. Instead of digging deeper into a hole, lateral thinking asks, what if we dug somewhere else entirely? It's the kind of thinking that leads to invention, innovation, breakthroughs. It's not chaos. It's not randomness. It's structured creativity. Chapter 2. The problem with patterns. Our brains are pattern machines. That's how we learn. We see, repeat, reinforce. But those patterns, once helpful, can become prisons. When we face a problem, our minds default to familiar paths even when those paths don't work. De Bono argues, if we want new solutions, we have to escape the grip of old patterns. That means questioning assumptions, challenging logic, looking at the problem from a new angle entirely. Because sometimes the solution isn't better thinking, it's different thinking. Chapter 3. Disruption as a tool. One of de Bono's most powerful ideas is that disruption isn't a problem, it's a tool. He introduces a concept called a provocation, a deliberately illogical or absurd idea used to jolt the mind out of its normal track. For example, what if cars had square wheels? What if restaurants paid customers to eat? What if meetings had no speaking aloud? These ideas aren't meant to be correct. They're meant to spark movement, to break the spell of logical thinking so something original can emerge. Out of the nonsense, a new pathway appears. Chapter 4. Lateral V's. Logical thinking. De Bono makes it clear, lateral thinking doesn't replace logic. It complements it. Logic is for judging ideas. Lateral thinking is for generating them. Imagine building a house. Lateral thinking brings all the raw materials, wild ideas, odd angles, bold colors. Logic helps sort and assemble. The problem is, most people never get past the sorting stage. They kill ideas before they can evolve. Lateral thinkers know you can't innovate if you only allow reasonable ideas. Every breakthrough started as something unreasonable. Chapter 5. Challenging the obvious. One of the greatest tools in lateral thinking is challenging the obvious. De Bono suggests taking statements we accept as facts and flipping them. For example, hotels provide rooms. What if they didn't? That's Airbnb. And phones are for calling. What if they were for everything else? That's the smartphone revolution. The key isn't genius. It's the willingness to challenge what no one else questions. Lateral thinkers ask, what if the opposite were true? Chapter 6. Random entry and connection. Another lateral tool, random entry. It's as simple and strange as it sounds. Take a random word, image, or object, then force your brain to connect it to the problem. Let's say you're trying to improve education and your random word is elevator. Now you ask, how does an elevator relate to education?
What if learning had levels? What if students could press a button and skip ahead? Suddenly, new possibilities emerge. This technique feels strange, but that's the point. Creativity doesn't come from staying on track. It comes from jumping the track entirely. Chapter 7. Using constraints for creativity. De Bono reminds us limits spark imagination. Give someone unlimited freedom and they often freeze. Give them a weird constraint and they'll invent something amazing. Think of Hakis, or designing a rocket that lands upright, or a startup with no marketing budget. Constraints force you to think sideways. They push you to ask, how can we do this differently? Lateral thinking thrives in tight spaces because it makes us dig tunnels instead of highways. Chapter 8, Lateral Thinking in the Real World. This isn't just a theory. De Bono worked with companies, governments, and educators to apply lateral thinking to real problems, from designing better hospitals, to solving diplomatic conflicts, to inventing products that no one else could imagine. Lateral thinking didn't just make things creative. It made them work better, faster, cheaper, and more human. The message is simple. If your current approach isn't working, stop trying harder, start thinking differently. Chapter 9, the courage to think differently. Lateral thinking sounds fun, but it takes courage. It means risking embarrassment, proposing strange ideas, accepting that the first answer might be silly or wrong or rejected. But that's the cost of originality, De Bono says. There is no doubt that creativity is the most important human resource of all. And it begins not with brilliance, but with the courage to try something no one else is trying. Chapter 10, Making Lateral Thinking a Habit. You don't need to be a genius to think laterally. You need curiosity, playfulness, willingness to be wrong. You can practice every day. Ask, what assumption am I making? Try, what's the opposite of this idea? Use random words to spark new thoughts. Play with limits and what ifs. You'll start to notice something powerful. Your brain becomes more flexible. You're thinking more playful. Your ideas more original. You don't have to stay stuck. You don't have to follow the path everyone else is on. You can think sideways. You can challenge the obvious. You can change the game not by knowing more, but by seeing differently. That's what Edward de Bono gave us. Not just a way to solve problems, a way to transform how we think. If this video sparked something in you, subscribe to Real Deep Understanding. Here we go beyond facts. We explore minds, and we learn how to see the world not just more clearly, but more creatively. Like this video if it gave you a new idea. Comment below, what's one way you can start thinking laterally today? Share this with someone stuck in a loop who just needs to jump tracks. Your mind was never meant to stay in a box. Let it roam. Let it wander. Let it change the world.